Hello everyone. Alright. Hopefully you can hear me alright. I had to reset up some stuff. Get the draft pulled up here. Thank you. Yeah, I just felt like going a little gray today, Nah, I have no idea where my webcam is and I ain't about to find out, so... Sorry, forgive me. If you win, I'll do a stream of me eating rice, though. Alright. So we got KDA on the blue side here with Alma on the red side. And both teams, I can pull up... okay, I guess it'll show in game. I have their standings and stuff, but... yeah, both teams are doing very well this season, though. Top teams. Silver's not a weird mid-pick. No, neither is Fiddle, so... Anyway, so... KDA, first ban right away is Kha'Zix into Elm. Makes sense. Trevor, again, it's one of those picks where you're like... Hypothetically, like, I shouldn't have to ban this in organized play. Like, it's not a good champ for this style of game. Like, it's... He has to have, like, a chaotic gameplay or whatever, but, like... Trevor just makes it work. So it's a respect ban, but like one that there's been times where I'm like, we don't need to, guys, and it backfires, so I totally get it. Elm responding with a Tristana ban. I believe KDA can flex that one. A lot of teams can play it mid and bot right now, but good in both positions, so even if it isn't a flex, it's a good ban, but if it's a flex, it's an especially good ban. Followed up by a Diana ban from KDA, looking at... then again, looking at the other Elm bans. But yeah, Diana ban, another Trevor pick. Very good team fighting and enables a lot of those AD mids you like to see from Bradley, my really bad Zen. They have really good synergy, and Trevor likes to play a lot of AP jungles, and Bradley likes to play a lot of AD mids, so it ends up working out. Followed up by a Vayne ban from Elm, another AD carry. That one not as flexible, could technically be played in the top lane. Some people would argue being played in the mid lane. I think that's almost exclusively into like a pick like Galio, though, if you want to actually play it optimally. But yeah, probably just an AD carry ban. Followed up by Wukong, another Trevor ban. I don't believe the top laner plays it, but I'm actually not 100% sure on that. And then followed up by a Jinx ban, which she's just really good right now, and definitely worth a ban if you're on red side. If it's tough to play around. She can just pop off in one fight and it's kind of over, so definitely respect that ban. Moving into picks, we got Lulu for B1. I think that's a totally fine pick. Very good support right now. And I think she's also pretty good into the double, the very big threats of, just either Trevor or Bradley going in on a lot of these, like, picks that just kind of go in and just, we see it with Echo and Yasuo here, but even if we didn't see that, a lot of their picks do end up being these picks that like to go in and just pop someone. So with the polymorph in the single target big shield and ultimate for some bonus health and a knock up and slow, definitely a good pick into the traditional style of Elm. Followed by Caitlyn Nami, definitely going to be a strong lane, a lot of poke there, should have a lot of agency to run the lane into just about any other bot lane duo, so definitely a good pickup. Into the Jarvan Sivir. I think Jarvan's just ridiculous right now in the jungle and in this style of game, where everyone's organized, like you can draft around it. So far you don't see that much, and Caitlyn can get out of his ult with her E, so she at least has something there. Nami won't be able to without a flash, but Caitlyn not exactly a mobile AD carry by any means. But he's just good in general too. Just once they gave his shield and AD ratio, that really made him a top tier pick. And then Sivir is just, I think, maybe being slept on a little bit, but more and more teams are picking her up, and with great reason. Not with the Navori build, she's just like, her ricochets just do so much damage. She'll be hitting the front line, and the back line's just like evaporating. So definitely a very solid pick. You do have to work around the 500 range, and lane can be a little rough, and in team fights, but the fact that you can clear waves very easily in lane and in team fights, you are very much so allowed to just hit the front line with her, is kind of alleviates some of the stresses of having shorter range. And then the Echo pick from Elm, technically a flex, though I don't know if... I think Bradley does play it, and I think he'd have no issues playing it, but again, we're kind of cheating. We see the Yasuo Cho'Gath, but definitely a Trevor pick. He's been known to just do very well on that, so... And we go into round 2 bans. I'm starting off with the Darius, followed up by a Dr. Mundo ban, very commonly banned against Elm, as their top lane is very, very good on the champ. Followed up by a Jax ban into KDA. Elias, I believe, has been showing off pretty dang good performances on him lately, and I think the champion's strong right now. And then the Yone ban into Elm, which, again, realistically, a Bradley ban, but I do believe their top laner could also play it, but I'm not 100% on that. And you do see the Echo pick, which is almost certainly jungle, and obviously they're going to want to do, or they're probably going to want to do an AD mid with that AP jungler, so they end up banning that away. I think that's a really good ban. So, but it does end up leading Elm to picking Yasuo on red 4. Could have maybe waited, but also, like, I don't know. I think it's totally fine to pick it there. You don't see their mid, but I think it's fine too, and you leave that second pick for the top lane. So, and I think they're already probably pretty committed to picking Yasuo. So then it's followed up with the Renekton and the Aurelion Soul. Renekton just the Elias pick. It's what he's known for. He's used to be a Renekton one trick, second best Renekton in the league, following me. I played at probably like a gold 3 level, so pretty impressive. The Aurelion Soul, I'm kind of surprised it gets this far into the draft and it's not picked or banned, but I don't believe Elm actually considers it to be that big of an issue, and normally I would disagree just because I think the champion, regardless of nerfs, is very strong right now, but I think it kind of, picking the Aurelion Soul into Elm, I think kind of plays into their style if they want to make a aggressive and chaotic early game, and Aurelion Soul does not benefit from that. He wants to be like, hey, let me just collect my Stardust, hang out. Bradley's going to always be pushing the advantage and trying to make him work for it, look for solo kills, and Trevor's going to be helping with that. They're going to be looking for objective fights early, and Aurelion Soul does not really help with that until at least level 9 he starts to become kind of, people say like a real champion. So I definitely get Elm's thought process of, yeah, he's technically a very strong champion, but into our playstyle, we kind of aren't that worried about him. We'll see if it pays off for them. Followed up by the last pick being Cho'Gath, and I think he's a very solid pick right now. Funnily enough, I think he's actually, in my opinion, I think he's good top, mid, and bot lane. Specifically, well, not specifically, but especially if you're playing with a support setup. And hey, Greg, hey, Puccino. That's my, that's my. Well, I'm his baby daddy, so please support Puccino, because I do not. Well, I give him Chipotle if I win, but that's about it. That's it. So I'm gonna switch it to the starting soon screen so we don't get spoiled while I boot up the replay and pause the music for now. Also kidding, Greg, love you. What is up, Dunavan? Here, what do you do? Sorry, my dog is thang in here. Alright. What's going on there? Just gotta fix the interface, get rid of the time control so there's no spoilers. Alright. Should be this one here. And now we can see their records. That's kind of cut off on the Elm side of things. I'm not sure why. I must need to fix my alignment there. But KDA is 404 and Elm is 422. So very good records for both of them. Honestly, that would actually be... I don't hate you for not having Rice. Honestly, it's impressive, but you're missing out. Not really, I guess, but also, yeah. Alright, so we'll get this started off. But yeah, actually that'd be a lot of fun, duo casting with Mr. See Me No Mas. You can see Elm pinging on their way to top. I have never seen an Elm game where they don't do something level 1, which I like. I think it's cool that they consistently are looking for level 1 plays. I think it's a good thing to do. Got some bait pings coming out. Oh, I just realized, yeah, it is the... Bradley actually is on the Cho'Gath and Yasuo top. Yasuo notably has no items and is sitting in base here. Something to think about. There is actually a pause feature we can use. Oh, yeah, I think someone messed with my my settings. Let me fix this quick. It definitely was not me, so... and that would fix the, Oops, not center. So, no, it still seems terrible. Why is that? Oh, duh, I know. That should have fixed that too, though, so that's nice. Yeah, I feel like my settings got up. Then again, I just did some stuff on my computer, but I don't think it should have. I looked at the chat. Okay, so are we fine? Are you guys fine? Are you gonna stop yelling at me? Like, I'm just so sick. I come in here and I stream for you, and you're really... I'm just kidding. All right, let's get started. Yeah, so he's just contemplating, you know, thinking about what he wants to do. Started with the Doran's Blade. You know, it takes a lot of theory crafting there that you definitely want to do at the start of the game, after you load in, to figure out your first items there. Google is... Okay, so we got some all chat here. Google is censored. Bing over... Oh, Bing! Other than to just draft while we play this game. Firefox gods. Yeah, Firefox is respectable. Save time. I can move godlike. Alright. Maybe there's a pause or something. Have been since I joined the league. I'm just saying, Buccino Boo was saying he should play, and he was saying he would be on the team with Simi Namas, so... I'm just saying, got a little bit of trading here and there. I'm interested to see how the Cho'Gath mid goes. I personally love the pick. I think Cho'Gath's very solid. You want to draft around it. Elm has 3 melees with a long-range bot lane. Caitlyn at least does provide a ton of sieging potential, which you're going to need if you're going to have a triple melee topside. Which isn't super uncommon, right? But, you know, generally you have some range and, you know, push coming from the mid laner. I'm guessing it'll end up being at least partially ability-powered Cho'Gath with the Comet. It's probably going to end up being maybe an Everfrost or a Rod of Ages even. A little bit of trading back and forth down here. Nothing too crazy. Nectareach is a very solid play. I mean, all these players are very good, but I believe Nectareach was or is Masters. Landing these Qs onto the Aurelion Soul. Both of those mid laners are any teleports, so there shouldn't be any big threat unless a jungler comes through, but you can force out an early TP, that's a big advantage. This is a bad matchup, by the way. I do not like playing Yasuo Trinectin, so I'm kind of surprised they didn't have Cho'Gath go up there, but yeah. Okay, be ready for Trevor's classic early Echo King bot and a full clear topside instead. Word on the street is wave will be frozen, but we shall see. I don't think people ever freeze waves. Lulu just going for it. Rowdy Fan is just... He goes for it, man. Like, this guy has a lust for blood, and I respect it. Yasuo going in. He's full health. Dakota getting a nice trade back, though. This matchup's just miserable. I would not have sent the Yasuo top, especially because I know Bradley plays it. I don't know if Puff Buffer plays the Cho'Gath, I guess, but you could have picked something else. You saw it was Yasuo R4, and then Cho'Gath R5, so you could have definitely picked something else if you didn't want that. The Cho'Gath's going fine, but I used to play a lot of Yasuo, I know, cringe, but absolutely hated going against Renekton until like 2 full items, and then if you weren't super behind, you could start fighting. What the heck, this guy just sounds like a kid. Stop it, dude. God, what? Not you, dude. You kidding me? Renekton just doing the classic trade over and over again. Jungler's even in CS. In fact, CS relatively even across the board except for bot lane. Sivir has a 8 CS lead right now, though Caitlyn is picking up some CS while Sivir's on a reset, but not going to quite even it out. Jail. Everyone should subscribe to Bazbub to get that cool emote he just put in the chat. Big fan of his work. Honestly, a very calm early game, considering that it's Elm. I would expect, granted, you know, like, people have been trying to make stuff happen. Nice lane gang from Jarvan forces the flashy. And if you can, on Jarvan, when you're like level 4 or 5, force a flash on one of these, like especially the Nami, where they don't have a mobility, okay, and then they just go to ward. And, I mean, Caitlyn doesn't have flash either. It gets very low. The nice flash Q doesn't quite finish her off. Echo's here for the counter gank. He's really going to have to make it work, though. He does get the nice stun, breaks the spell shield with his Q, but no Echo ult yet, obviously, and he's actually going to have to flash out of there. Oh, beautiful play from the Cho'Gath, making that work mid. With the knock-up into the flash, Chomp gets the free stack. Nectary's picking up, Darkhaven going back in, they're getting some poke back. Oh, nice trap, Nectary stuff's getting so low, but some Just Buffer is chunked out. They're gonna have to back off. I mean, you just died to a ricochet or two there. Okay, well, sub to Bazbub when Street Fighter 6 comes out, because then he's gonna be streaming more. Thanks. Also, he's just a good dude, and his nice, fun stream, chill vibes. Yasuo gets soloed as I'm promoting Bailey's stream. Kind of, that's how I expect the matchup to go, though. 12 CS down, you try to exist in your lane, and then you can't, and you die, and you lose minions. And you don't teleport, and everything sucks, and it just gets worse before it gets better. Another beautiful game from Trevor here. He's going to be able to pick up Nectarish. He's trying to save the kill for his bot lane. They have to burn exhaust. I don't love this. I mean, maybe worth it, but I think you just take the free kill there. Your bot is very low with no subs while they had the exhaust. No, they didn't have the exhaust. No, they did have the exhaust and it wasn't enough, that's right. I was like, was I mixing that up? Aurelion Sol getting a nice little trade. I do like that Cho'Gath match, but it looks like that's pretty good, because every time Aurelion Sol has to, if he wants to interact, he kind of has to stop and stand still, and that's a free Rupture, which actually does insane damage. I believe 100% AP ratio, and rank 5, I believe, is 310 or something base damage with 100% ratio. So definitely don't want to be getting hit on repeat with those every time you want to clear wave or anything. And that's how he ended up getting that, poked him out those earlier and then got the flash alt kill. So, and not the best team to shred down the Cho'Gath later if he gets a bunch of health. Granted, the Aurelion Sol could very much so go the Leandries, but it looks like he is going to go the Roa based on the fact that he's got a Ruby Crystal in his inventory, which is a very popular build, but Leandries would have been solid into the Cho'Gath specifically. And Sivir will eventually cut down the Cho'Gath for sure, though. Going PTA instead of Lethal Temple, though. Lethal Temple did just get nerfed, a nice gank. However, probably would have been a solo regardless, but Jarvan at least picks up the assist with the Flag and Drag. And yeah, this is looking rough top lane, and even though the Cho'Gath seems like a really good matchup into that Aurelion, which is cool, because I didn't think of it as a counter pick for the Aurelion Sol, and it's definitely want some of those these days with the champion being very strong. Getting a gank here, I'll hold that thought here. Ult's coming out from both the mid and jungle of the enemy team. Getting pulled in from the black hole, essentially, of Aurelion Sol. Looks very frustrating, but they do pick him up, and that's important, because that mid lane is getting further and further behind. But we have basically doubled CS in the top lane here, and yeah, I would have just probably put the Cho'Gath top or picked something. Well, no, because yeah, you already had the Yasuo on R4, so that was the one that you committed to R4, and once they picked their Nectin, like, I do think... I do not blame Puff Buffer for this lane going this poorly. The matchup just sucks, so yeah, exactly, poor Puff Buffer. He might have wanted the pick, probably did, but, like, I don't know. Someone on his team should have been like, yeah, that's gonna suck. Are you sure? Because Dakota's a really good Renekton. It's what he's known for. So, yeah, but we'll see how he plays it out. Yasuo does scale like a monster, though. We joke about the 0-10 power spike, but once he gets that 100% crit chance, he's can outduel most people, assuming Renekton can't just one-shot him. Gets the ult out, but with the Lulu shield, that's just kind of absorbed, so... It's better than the C9 vs CLG game. I suppose that's probably going on either right now or probably a poor time for me to stream this, but I told people I would do Destiny 2 raids later, so this is kind of when I had to do it today. They are poking down Nectarish. This could even be a dive angle, but you have your jungler in base, so probably, they're probably going to be able to get a reset off before they can capitalize on these low health bars, but good job from the bot lane of Elm to keep the heat, keep the pressure on. because Nectarish, again, a very solid player. Rowdy Fan's very good too, and good to be able to keep them low. I mean, you got Jarvan coming though. You do have flashes up for the bot lane of Elm Hero. A beautiful ball, actually insane. Oh my god. Wow. Very, very well done from Stuff Buffer. Cho'Gath roaming down. Echo's coming from the lane here. I don't know why it's showing top lane here. Can we not? Nope. Dark Tavion getting out. Sivir popping the ulti. They just kind of dance around a little bit and walk away. Echo going in though. Now there's the Sivir ult. Aurelion Sol is burning him down though. Echo maybe ulting back in. Chooses not to. I mean, top turret probably going... Oh! Solo kill and top turret probably gone down. Echo looking, he drops the Rift Trail. He's going to have to ult away. He's ignited so the heal isn't as much. Aurelion Sol ulti going down. Not the big one, though. Really bad Zed's going to get a knock up onto Aurelion. He should be able to kill him here. Caitlyn ult going out. Cho'Gath still has ultimate. He's going to be able to pick up Rowdy Fan here. If he doesn't shield himself, he does, so it's not going to be enough. Caitlyn picks up a double, though, on the backside. Nectarish, no mana. He's trying to clear the wave. It's not going to be enough. He needs to back up. Very well played from Elm to make the best out of the situation, because Top's having a tough time. He picks up the chain vest, not what you love to see on your Yasuo early on before he has even a Noon Quiver. A flash from Stuff Buffer, but he gets baited in a little bit, and we do have Cho'Gath looking though, but we get the teleport from Con Artist. He's going to fly in, though it looks like he's going for Caitlyn instead. Really bad Zed. He might be able to get another Q off. It's a very short cooldown. The W should be another 10 or 12 seconds or so from Aurelion Sol. It's a long cooldown. Flash, but he goes down. He does not get the spell shield off. Well done from both of them. Yeah, I think the caster's going to wish Buccino Boo a happy B-Day on Wednesday. I think so. Technically, I have Wednesday off since I work this weekend. Could go say happy birthday in person. See me no mas, I'm orange. Honestly though, their rice is hitting. You know, that a little bit of lime. Ooh. Setting up for the Drake here. It would be the first one for the side of KDA, but if Alm can keep stacking these, we're going to see what soul it is after this one, and unfortunately not the Hex Stack, which is a very powerful soul, but obviously any soul is good. They are going to contest here. Was that... Oh, it was a smite, but you have the Cho'Gath ultimate, goes ahead and eats it. That will outsmite people at this point. Jarvan getting locked down. The really nice Aurelion disguised descend. Aurelion Sol tried to kite it out. Nectarish in the back line. He Gale Forces forward. Gets a beautiful Q to pick up them. The Q's gonna hit. It's gonna connect. Really bad Zed going in. He's just gonna be able to... Gets the kill there. They are... I don't think Nectarish and Rowdy Fan want the smoke, though. You still have... My back is so ready to go. You got no Gale Force, no Flash. Might get baited in here. Gonna have to... Sivir does not pop the spell shield. Lulu's for sure going down. Nectarish running, but with the beautiful Everfrost here. Does get a nice spell shield. Gets a nice amount of damage back, but does ultimately go down. Very nice on the side of Elm to pick up that Drake and end up ahead on the fight as well. Very nice Aurelion Sol ult with the big ult, Disguised Descent. Once he gets enough Stardust, it ends up becoming a massive wave with a bigger knockup and stun. Playing around that can be very difficult, but Elm navigating that fight very well. No rice and no beans? What? That's wild. Elias just coming in for the little freebie on Caitlyn. Aurelion did finish up the Rod of Ages when they were back in base there. That's important. Get that stacking. A really nice Q. Bradley is just making this Cho'Gath look good, which I love. I really like that pick. And it does look like it's actually going to be a very, very aggressive build on the Cho'Gath. He not only has the Everfrost, which I think is very good, especially on mid lane Cho'Gath, but he is actually going the Sword Boots. A bit uncommon on Cho'Gath, just because one, you like to be a little tanky and have some resist Sword with your free HP, but also your ultimate is true damage, so the the Magic Pen is wasted there. However, it is used very well in your other 3 basic abilities, so not a bad pickup by any means, but not seen as often. Your W on Echo will actually give vision as well, so even though he isn't going in on that, it would have shown if anyone was in that bush trying to come up to him, so a nice W there for vision while he's clearing. Oh, Aurelian's flying. He should be able to just get out there no problem. It's a Quantum Cho'Gath mid build. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's a very solid build. I like it, and a lot of times when I play mid, I end up doing that. But also sometimes I'll do the stuff buffer, likely just getting one tapped by the Crocodile there. I believe Sivir just got an assist from the ultimate speed boost, but I maybe got an auto there as well. Caitlyn trying to clear this out before they are able to bring this turret down. But yeah, I think sometimes I'll get the CDR boots if I want to go like a technically aggressive boot on Cho'Gath because, you know, you have so much CC, your abilities have really good, ratios, and obviously just with that CC, just being able to spam them out is really nice. This build does just, obviously, as we're seeing, just a ton of damage, and it gives you a lot of kill threat, so it's a very good build, but I do like the CDR on the Cho'Gath a lot of the times, just because it's, it's so nice to just, like, perma-CC someone. Yeah, even with that Chain Vest, Yasuo having a terrible time up here. I think you just have to, which is easy to say when you're not the one playing it, but I think you just have to do your best to avoid getting all-in by the Renekton, and you just can't buy the Chain Vest until you have at least one full item, because, yeah, it's just, you're just not going to do damage, and Yasuo doing no damage is not really a champion. No Guac? What if they did, like, oh, nice Aurelian ult, gets the Echo ult out. They're trying to burn down this turret, but I don't think they'll be able to. Renekton isn't a 2v1 up here, but he's just going to get the solo here, and he does get CC'd under the turret, but he should be able to just walk out. Nami isn't going to be able to finish him off there at all. So, what if they put, like, some gummy worms on there? On the Chipotle taco, seeming to us. Nice ulti coming out from Dark Davion, goes onto the Caitlyn, gets the smite, but he's not going to be able to finish her off. Very nice job from the Caitlyn to get out of that. Drake coming up in 40 seconds, just about. It's a Mountain Soul this game. Both teams are really going to want that. It's really going to go good with this Yasuo's full armor build, so really helps scale that up nicely. That's rough. Breadsticks into Trix yogurt in middle school for lunch? That at least doesn't seem too bad. I mean, that's like, it's bread. It wasn't like garlic or Parmesan breadsticks, right? It was just bread. I just threw up. Drake coming up. We do see a recall coming in from Aurelian Soul, but he does have teleport ready to rejoin the fight. He's low. He's out of mana there, so he does have to go back. But this gives the side of Elm the chance to set up here. They have the control ward in the pit, and with the Cho'Gath, you can't 50-50 this. Like, it's genuinely impossible if Elm doesn't mess it up, because they have that Cho'Gath chomp as well as the Echo ult, or the Echo smites. You have to fight this. The Drake does reset, and they pick up the Echo. This is exactly what they needed. Aurelian Soul's kind of too far in, but Caitlin's not going to get any damage off, and Yasuo's up top going, why are we fighting, team? I'm doing my job. Almost hitting 100 CS. Nah, I think that's a little overzealous from Elm. I think the bot side of the map's been doing good enough, and mid's been doing very good. So they felt like they could fight it, but it's just a 5v4, and Renekton's massive. So even if they pull Yasuo there, he's sadly not going to provide a whole lot. Unless he gets like a good ult off, it'll provide a little bit of extra CC, but even though you've been winning up to this point, nice flash all in from Dakota on the Renekton. Just pops the Caitlyn, goes legendary, showing why this champion is very often banned against him. Trevor walking up a little bit, but he should be able to just be fine. They could get a nice knockup onto Rowdy Fan. The Q barely misses, but he's going to be able to protobelt fast, so the Q pullback hits and procs the passive. The nice Echo ult. Elias is like, alright, see you later, Dark Tavian, you got it. Just going to leave him to his devices there. A little miss on the Q again. He will probably just be able to walk it out now. No ult from the Echo. He does have a nice Sonya's there, but with the Skies Descend, Alma's getting chunked out here. He's going to get the passive proc and go schmooving along the way, but Yasuo tries to join, but he just, again, he doesn't even have his Mythic yet. Gets an ult off, but, oh, he might be able to. Nope. And, not to be too harsh on the build, but he's going a Dead Man's Plate, it looks like, before finishing his Mythic, and Yasuo's just not going to be doing damage, so you really need him to be doing damage there. If he had his Mythic, or even the Pickaxe component, or the Vamp Scepter component, depending on what he's getting, which this game I would definitely go the Shield Bow on him. He would have probably got the kill there, but the garlic bun. Olive Garden. Bananas and ketchup and mustard. Bananas and chocolate syrup sounds good. I don't know about the ketchup and mustard things. So Elmo's actually, 2 Drakes ahead and doing very well early game besides top lane, and now they're actually going to be getting some objective bounties in just a second here, popping up for them becoming available. The team is very solid at, Trevor's always looking at that stuff. Player bounties, objective bounties. Very, very calm, collected player and good about, does force the flash with that Flag and Drag off the Jarvan on the Nami. She doesn't have any way to get out of his ulties, so again, that's really rough when she has to burn those for little things like that. But yeah, he's always looking for ways to get advantages back and get back into games where he's falling behind, so I'm assuming he's going to be looking at that. Maybe Yasuo finishes Dead Man's Plate and actually gets some crit at some point. If I'm eating something, it has to taste good. Hold up, this man said garlic breadsticks and Trix yogurt. Yeah, it's something. Yeah, rice by itself, it's just a nice base. You just wanna. You can do a lot with it. It's like potatoes. Puff Puffer, just walking out of that one. I'm gonna do a quick stack check on these mid laners. We have 6 Cho'Gath alt stacks. Might have to do a hold on that here. No, we should be good. Alright, so we have 6, but yeah, only 2 of them are for minions, so you can get 4 more stacks for free off of minions. And if I was him, I would just start ripping it. Like, you don't need to worry about trying to kill a rally in here. Just start getting your stacks, and then once we check out this fight, I'll check the Stardust stacks as well. Blaze pops the ulti, does the nice animation canceling, but then does finally get the shutdown onto the Echo there for him. Nice ulti from Aurelion Sol, almost pops Caitlyn. Pop up for going into his ultimate, but everyone else is leaving. He's staying, and he's going in, but here's Cho'Gath. He's going to be able to go in, gets the knockups, the Jarvan ultimate. Caitlyn going down, Nectary's chasing Echo down. Cho'Gath just having to walk away, ends up being a 3 for 2, but that was a 1,000 gold shutdown onto the Echo, so okay, then he ends up picking up another one. He's going to actually get the knockup onto Aurelion. Silences him. He should be able to just, okay, yeah, that was actually a good cue because I thought Aurelion would have had W up to leave, but maybe he didn't. But yeah, overall, probably a nice gold swing there for the Echo especially. He's, sitting on 2,100 gold. We're about to hit that last stack on the Rod of Ages for Aurelion Sol, and that reminds me, let me get that Stardust count here. 289 at 23.5 minutes is not bad. I heard like the lazy count was like 10 per minute, but I think that's actually a little. I think he can definitely do better than that as a champion. I think he's able to collect a pretty good amount. So, but I think that's like the amount that you want to be at least. KDA picking up another dragon, looks like. Helm in no position to contest. Yasuo finishes Dead Man's Plate. Does go for the steal. I think it's totally fine to go for these like traditionally riskier steals on Echo because he can go in, go for this Might and ult out if he needs to. You have to be careful about point and click CC like the Lulu polymorph. That could have messed him up, but as long as you're quick about it, you can normally get it, which is fine. I am 28. 30 screw. Oh. Woo! Alright. Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty old, so. Burning down this Baron. Hopefully Elm can get in there. Dakota holding them off, though. Echo, no ultimate for a little bit here. It's going to be really tough. Dakota doing a really good job zoning. He's popping the ultimate, just daring them to walk forward, and Bubble misses. Buffer here. Yeah, Echo trying to get in there. Skies descend. Echo dies. This Baron's KDAs, and it's looking real rough for Element at this point. The Aurelion Soul just scales so well, and with Yasuo having a really tough time here, you don't really have a good answer to it for a while here. Yeah, no, sorry, I'm 68 is what I said. Just one more year, am I right? Nice Q lands onto the Renekton. Sieging up, and this is where you have the triple melee top side. A little tough to clear waves properly. Echo Q actually helps, but he is just respawning. Caitlyn, of course, has good range to clear, but it's a nice little trade onto the Aurelion, but nothing that's gonna should matter here. Yeah, so trying to do, but look, he just literally, like, Renekton can just ignore him. Caitlyn all going up for some damage. Arctavion gets chomped up. Aurelion Soul trying to finish this off, but he's the only one there. He's gonna burn down the Caitlyn though. She walks up. Champion is very, very oppressive once he gets Stardust rolling, and only CC knocks him out of that. So I think Trevor may have just realized that, or he's just frustrated. You see the missing ping go over the Aurelion after he did not stop the W there. It has to be hard CC. The champion will continue his W even after taking damage these days. Interesting Yasuo pick. Interesting Yasuo build. That's actually, sorry, maybe you misheard, I'm actually 88, so, but thank you. Renekton pushing with that Baron buff that he can literally just ignore Yasuo and probably just one-shot him if he wants, so. Cho'Gath is coming up behind though, but gets the ulti off, but he's finishing off the turret here. He's for sure going down, but I would not be surprised if he took one with them. Like I said, he's for sure going down, right? Yeah, there it is. Buff buffer, he's gonna die to these minions quick. Like I said, he's gonna kill those minions quick. Nectaree's picking up the red buff. We got Drake in a minute and a half. It'll put Soul Point on whatever team gets it. No, Mundo was banned. I don't think Nasus was. I think you either just have him play mid, or you have... Because, like, if he only is going to play the Yasuo, like, Bradley is going to play the Cho'Gath, you could have him go top. I just think the Renekton Yasuo match is miserable. Bot tier 2 going down for the side of KDA. Yasuo gets that. He should not ult in on that. That is classic Yasuo gaming right there. You land the tornado and you're like, I'm going in! Caitlyn's going to pay for his sins, dude. He's die for his sins. My back is sword desperately trying to clean up the back line here, make something happen. He's going to have to ult back with the Ignites less healing. Getting burnt down by the Aurelion. Nectaree's flashes for style points. Aurelion's going to fly this one and try to end the game. Burning down the Nami. Does get knocked up from the Cho. He's in turret range, taking a bit of damage. However, that champion is just a bit too tanky for a mid lane mage that also just absolutely melts. Imagine his back being sore. I'm thinking about it. Wow. Incredible stuff. Aurelion Soul coming in and getting the pick on the Nami. Cho'Gath just kind of stuck here. Definitely looking like KDA has a chance at ending here. We do have the few members coming back up in the Yasuo and the Caitlyn. Yasuo does finally have that shield bow at 28, basically 29 minutes. Definitely too little and probably too late, but they're at least living to, you know, have another fight in here. KDA decides, hey, we're just going to go get the Drake. No point in playing it risky. We're ahead. We got the good scaling on the Sivir and the Aurelion Soul. Caitlyn does, of course, scale well at full build as well, but I think Sivir scales very well, especially in the 3 melee, where it's ricocheting off of all. The Aurelion has the Skies Descend if they did ever try to pick a fight around one of these objectives, and yeah, I know it's not as like exciting, but I'm always a fan of just playing it safe, playing it slow, especially if you're on a team where you scale fine, so you're not worried about, you know, like the game's not getting worse for the second KDA, so you're fine just being like, yep, grab the Drake, get another reset in, use our mid inhib that's down, Baron's up in a minute 20, like, either get these inhibs, and if we can't end the game, then we'll go get Baron and use that to end the game. Like, just play it methodically. Yeah, you actually should fly up, but 10 years too late, buddy. I'm turning 109, so I'm actually 108 right now, so, but I appreciate that. You should play Thresh Top instead. Q misses onto Elias here. He's looking. He does a. This might be a bit of an overextension here. The Dead Man's Plate coming in clutch there for the side of Yasuo here. However, if they spend too much time there, the game is literally just going to end in bot. So Dakota playing a fire here. He does have to burn Flash, but he's going to be canceling recalls. They're going to be able to crack open this bot inhib. Echo looking. He's not going to be able to connect that stun. Yeah, they get the bottom inhib, mid inhib's down for a bit yet, and they're looking for a fight here. The Skies descend onto the side of Elm, though, chunking up the team heavily. Luckily, they are in, right in their base, can hopefully go up and heal, but this is going to mean all 3 inhibs drop, and they've only got 1 Nexus turret to defend here. If that drops, they're going to have, they haven't been winning fights, so they're going to have a heck of a time defending here. Cho'Gath just getting pulled in, going down. The Aurelion Sol just very scaled at this point, burning them down. Trevor trying to make something happen, gets a nice ult, but he's eventually going to go down here. Caitlyn trying to auto us, but gets knocked down by the Aurelion Sol as well. And as, quadra kill for Aurelion. Very well played by KDA. Caitlyn saying, what is that champion? And that's why I'm saying I was very surprised it made it all the way through. After second round bans, they picked it, like Blue 5 or Blue 4. Which, I mean, those are basically the same picks. They happen in this, you get both of those in a row on blue. But very interesting that the Aurelion did not see a ban or a pick before that. But in lane, it went very well. Cho'Gath played very well into it. But, I mean, you see in the scoreline here, 15-4-6. And on top of that, the Cho'Gath's a health stacking champion. That's why he's tanky, is he gets the free health. Aurelion's Q, every time it procs after a second, or I believe it's a second, of hitting the same target, it does a burst of max health damage based on how many stacks of Stardust he has. So the longer the game goes on, he's just going to be able to burn down that Cho'Gath even without a Leandries. So definitely a tough champion to play into, and I just feel like it's pick or ban right now unless you really have an answer for it. And I think they did, and I think a lot of that was just a very bad top lane matchup. They might have to ban that Renekton, but yeah. Let's see. Pull up draft 2 here. Yeah, I can't believe it. I'm almost 129 now, so he's turning 8. Yeah, we got a bit of a Benjamin Button thing going on. All right, going into draft 2 here. Elm, of course, on the blue side this time, KDA on the red side. The first ban from Elm being that Jinx again. Doesn't look like they are willing to play it. I believe they banned it on the red side as well, though they definitely could have first picked it this time around. Maybe they're just not comfortable on it or just prefer something else. KDA bans the Diana, of course, at Trevor. It does enable like that Yasuo for you get the pull in and Yasuo ults off the ult. Very, very good combo. Trevor's very, very proficient on the champion. Vayne ban from Elm. Nectarish, again, a very solid player, and I believe he's known a bit for his Vayne. I could be wrong on that, but I think he was one that when Vayne got buffed, people were like, uh-oh, look out, this guy's going to start just 1v9 now. So definitely a good ban, followed by the Kha'Zix ban from KDA, and again, just the Trevor Classic. That's, that's kind of his champ. He'll just take over games, 1v9 him. The Aurelion Sol ban does come through. I think that's good that Elm just goes, you know what is this, champ? This is bonkers. I literally first timed him in rank on the rework. We ended up losing, but I was destroying. So I was like, this is just stupid. It did not feel bad. And this is on this patch where he's supposed to be nerfed, and it just felt so dumb. I don't know, just a wild champ. But again, he does suffer from a weak early game, so you can abuse that. So I like that they at least tried last time. And then followed up by the Wukong ban from KDA, another good Trevor pick. And again, I don't think their top lane plays it, but it would technically be a flex if he does. Elm picks up the Tristana in B1. Again, most teams will flex this. It's a mid and a bot lane pick. KDA picks up Senna Viger. That's actually right now a very popular bot lane duo. Very good. Very good bot lane duo. So I could see them running that. Viger just did get hit with some bot lane centric nerfs by lowering his base health and base armor. And then his W base damage went down a little bit, which is less of a bot centered nerf, but it kind of is because you're sharing XP in bot lane, and W is traditionally the last skill you max in Viger. So you aren't going to see that bonus damage coming out until way later into the game. I think it finally evens out and even gets a little bit better at rank 5, but that's going to be level 18. So you often don't see that on 80 carries unless the game draws out, but I think the pick's still totally fine in bot lane. Echo and Seraphine picked up, and then from the side of Elm to respond to that. Echo, again, technically a flex, but probably jungle. Trevor's just very good at the champion, and it enables these AD mids if they want to run them. And then the Seraphine's just a really good team fighter. She hasn't been seen as much play as of late, I feel like, but I'm a big proponent that the champion, if piloted correctly, is just very, very good in the organized play. And then KDA picks up the Maokai. Another flex pick, can be played top or jungle these days, even support actually. Very, very good in all three roles. Has seen some nerfs the last, however many patches, and has dropped in play rate, but I still think a very solid pick. And then we go into the round 2 of bans. We have KDA banning out the Dr. Mundo. Again, it's kind of the staple for Elm's top lane, and followed up by the Jax ban for Dakota, and then the Yasuo, which is interesting because I didn't seem like he was a problem last time, but maybe they want to keep it out of the hands of Bradley, or maybe with the, maybe it's just they just don't want to risk it because he does scale very well. So, and then followed up with the Aatrox ban, another good Dakota champ. Surprisingly leaves up the Renekton. They just go, if we're not playing Yasuo, maybe it's fine, or they just don't think it's a big deal. And then we see the Mordekaiser R4 pick. Technically could be a flex. People have played at mid, and actually more than mid, people have played at jungle. But I think in this league specifically, there's been a decent amount of more mid throughout this, last season or two or whatever. But then we see the Tryndamere and the Caitlyn coming out for Elm's last 2 picks. Good amount of attack damage, but they do have the Echo to balance that out, and Seraphine will provide some as well. Does mean that Tristana is likely going mid lane and Tryndamere going top. And then you have Pantheon come out as a R5. I think the champion's super good right now, and Dakota having just kind of smashed lane last time, it's you're probably feeling pretty confident to pick an aggressive pick like that wants to get an advantage and really push it throughout the game, and he can impact the map very well with his ultimate. And traditionally, Pantheon had fallen off pretty hard late game, but I think once they made the change where his E doesn't block turret shots, this was like forever ago, but once they made it so his E didn't block turret shots, but they made it so his ultimate gave him percent armor pen with each rank, 10, 20, 30%, I believe. I think he scales up fine. You can go all sorts of different builds, and he's not just like this, once you start team fighting, he's just non-existent and just negative pressure for the team. Like, he can still function just fine. I've played a lot of Pantheon, and I think he definitely scales better than he used to, and I think a lot of people don't realize that, so they kind of disrespect it later. How do you feel about pigs in a blanket? There we go. That's the real question here. How do you guys feel about pigs in a blanket? I know I'm a big fan, so big fan of their work. I'm going to put up the starting soon here just so I can pull up the game 2 and get those time controls gone before it spoils. What are you guys thinking for game 2? Any predictions in the chat for KDA versus Elm? Game 2. And before those predictions go through, worth pointing out here, it looks like it's going to be... Actually, this looks really weird. I think we're getting Bradley in the bot lane. I'm gonna get rid of these time controls so you guys can see it, but should be this one. All right. So I'm not gonna pull up draft again because the game's going, but it's this. But Bradley's playing the Caitlyn. Really bad Zed is, I'm assuming, not mid lane. Either that or he's just playing Caitlyn lethality. No, he's got lethal tempo. But I do think it's going to end up being... I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure which one's going where yet. But it does look like Pantheon mid. It does look like Viger Senna bot. And it looks like Maokai jungle with the Mordekaiser top. So the side of KDA, I'm kind of... Oh my god, this one's messed up too, it looks like. Yeah, I don't know. I think my... Somehow these all got messed up, but let me fix it quick for you. Because these were set up right last time I streamed. Alright, it should be good now. Sorry, it's a different scene between the two different, just for the, which side the things are. Also, I should switch it, but I don't want to since the game's already running. KDA's up 1 this series, so that would be 1 game 1. I know, See Me No Mas is just out there. He literally right now he's probably logged in just actively messing with it. He's remoted into my computer. I'm actually not even casting right now. This is See Me No Mas. Surprisingly, nothing really happening level 1 from Elm. However, granted, they always do their, I was somewhat distracted fixing the aspect ratio, but they did their classic, got a ward up there, and KDA did the classic, okay, well, if they're going to ward up here with 4 or 5 people, we can just go down there and ward. Looks like Echo's going to start at blue buff. He actually has a little bit of a late start to it. Does not get a leash, but should be fine. He's got a decent clear. Which team stands? Ice Spice? I don't know. Look at runes quick. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Yeah, everything looks normal. Elias getting the better of this trade already. Getting them. Oh yeah, landing the Ice Lake key at the end is going to really make that tough. That's basically a whole nother potion used up right there. Tryndamere does get to heal up with his Rage, his Fury. When he spends that with his Q, but he probably started to spin, so it's going to be level 2 before he can do that. Honestly, Tristan should be able to get a decent trade back. Jumps back and actually gets the reset, I believe. Pantheon Flash Qing. Oh, gets the heal. Oh, that's a risky one, but does get the Goomba Stomp first blood. Beautifully done by sub to Just Buffer, which does mean I should switch these guys up. It does look like Bradley's just going to play bot lane. And why am I doing it up there? I'm smart, I promise. Gets the flash out of the Seraphine. Mordekaiser's still just putting in work up here. A very bold walk up and spin from Tryndamere. However, he does build up a lot of rage from that. Should be able to heal up with his Q, but not that much. My back is Sor going for a gank on with the Echo. He gets a really nice stun. Pantheon actually will not have his E yet. He's level 2. He generally takes that at level 3. So cannot negate any of that damage and goes down. Really well played around the mid lane there. If they can get that rolling, this is not the start you want on Pantheon. I think he's very good right now, but not necessarily into a pick like Tristana, where she's pretty safe and can bully you. Looks like they're pinging for assistance up there. I believe Trevor is able to just get that and get out. So far, though, CS is looking pretty even across the board. We have a 4 CS lead down bot right now, and 6 in mid, and then, well, I guess there's 11 now up on the side of top lane, so that is significant. But Trend is at least running teleport, so, I mean, he'll be able to get back if something does happen, or if he needs to take a recall. Nice root from the Seraphine there. Gets trapped in the Viger cage over there. Echo fighting, Tristana going in, but kind of trades places. Will the sun go down in time? It doesn't quite. Oh, it's tragic for Trevor there. Nice pullback, I believe. Oh my god. Morden almost getting the solo kill. Tristana might be able to just pop off here. Gets the flash and the reset. Jumps forward onto the Pantheon, picks him up. Gets another reset, jumps onto the... throws the bomb onto the minion, and I don't think you're getting that kill regardless, but obviously a little bit of a misclick there, but very well played from the Tristana to pick up those and turn that fight around to 4-0. This Tristana is massive, already at 2,800 gold versus the Pantheon's 1,250. Well over double his gold already. And Pantheon, again, is a champion that, though I think he falls off less, he does fall off, and Tristana just gets better and better, so not how you wanted that matchup to be going. And he's also level 3, which is, that feels bad. Your support in the Senna is level 4. So, oh my god. Hey, yo. Does he have spin, though, or is he just... Okay, I mean, he might just walk up. No, don't go to the wave. Don't go to the wave. Run. Get out of there. Oh, drops the aggro. Should be able to recall out. Had me clenching for a second there. Oh, well played by Puff Buffer. You know, he's like, you know, you might beat me down on the Yasuo or Nectar matchup. That just sucks, but able to pick up a solo here for himself up there. Very, very important because he's down in that CS. He needed to make something happen. So definitely like to see that. Signs of life up there in the top. I'm respecting the tournament. Absolutely. No, that was that was wild. No, actually, that whole Elm's whole team's pretty cool. I like those guys. Both these teams are good blokes, you know. Elm has this. You're calling it. Where's we need Joe. Joe always gives his end of game predictions, and he's like very spot on with them. Gets the pull and the Q onto the Morg, ults immediately. Trin not able to get quite under turret. Well, now he can, but Trin doesn't have ult yet, so he's got to be safe. The ulti does wear off for Mordekaiser. How close is Trin to 6? It's got to be. Yeah, he's getting there. If he can pick up this big wave without dying, he'll have it. I don't think he'll be able to actually farm it, but he can at least soak the XP. I think this melee or the next will give him 6. Yeah, there it goes. He just hit 6. Picks up that ultimate. Now this is where bot lane's going to have to start being a little careful. I do like the Echo ganking now before the Viger hits 6, because that's where he gets a lot of kill pressure and can even turn around a gank by just one-shotting him. A really nice dodge onto that cage from the Echo, however. A nice dodge from the Echo stun on Viger as well. So gets the flash from Senna, and but Senna does get out. So they do get out of that gank pretty well. Anth going in for a nice little trade. Oh, taking those turret shots real bad. Just might have to get a reset in here. Pantheon Q, if you don't know, I believe if people are under a third health, it's either a third or at the most a quarter health, the Q will auto crit. And that's if you have an empowered Q, he's got, if you see these stacks below him, every auto attack or ability he lands on an enemy will give him 1 stack. Once that's full, his next ability is empowered. Q does a bunch of extra damage, so if you get a, you know, the execute bonus damage when they're below a certain health threshold, and it's empowered, on a squishier target, that's all but a guaranteed kill half the time. I mean, blokes. Imagine watching the VOD and being called a VOD. Could not be me. I would never do that, and I would never say bloke either, so... Pantheon charges up the Q, it doesn't land, but a nice gank. Gets Caitlyn low. They might be able to force her off this wave, which would feel bad for her. They're clearing up some vision, setting for the Drake. They should be able to pick that up with Caitlyn being so low. I mean, yeah, me too. Uh-oh, nice trade again onto the Tryndamere. Uh-oh. Ooh. Having a tough time up there. What are we looking at for mid lane gold now? 4,600 versus 2,200, so still over double. Yeah, 30 CS lead in both solo lanes, just on differing sides, and CS elsewhere just seems pretty even. Nothing too of note. I mean, a bit of one in the jungle, but okay, it's going to be evening that up a little bit, picking these two up. Don't know if you've had pigs in a blanket. What if we made you that? I say as I can't remember if you're even in Minnesota. I would make you pigs in a blanket. I make you rice too, but sounds like that's just not an option. But enjoy your food. How messed up would it be if you're just eating rice right now? Like you just love rice and you've just been messing with me this whole time. Now you want to think about it? Tristana looking here, gets the bomb onto Maokai in one auto. It's going to do a little bit of damage, but nothing substantial. Echo looking for a little bit of a lane gank, but he is on a ward there. Helps get the shove in. Drops the Rift here. Let's put the Viger Cage. Gets a little bit of damage with the Q landing, but nothing substantial again. And the root goes out. Oh, another Q lands. Gets a little bit of AP back, but they're going to be able to drop these plates quickly. He's got to be careful. He's going to have to ult. Yep. There it goes, but you have Connors coming down on the Pantheon, looking for the low health Echo. Gets the stun onto Seraphine, she has to flash out. Echo stun coming out, but he likely is just using that for, it actually will provide a slow if you don't proc it. So it does provide some soft CC even if you don't get the stun on. Getting a little bit of free autos onto that Maokai in the mid lane. He does get a bunch of free healing with his passive when he's off farm and stuff, so nothing he's too worried about. Tryndamere still just doing his best up here, fighting for his life. Getting hit for that 290 isolated Q. I have no idea how this matchup's supposed to go, but I know Mord can be rough. He does have the Rylai's, which is the, you know, people kind of joke it's the Mordekaiser Mythic, and for good reason. It's very often built first item on him. A nice engage, gonna be able to jump out, still gets rooted from the Maokai though. Echo here for the counter gank though. Critically, the Pantheon gets the shutdown there though. He has been having a rough game and he needed something. Maokai able to knock the Echo back. He's not going to be able to collect the Pantheon. Very nice play from the side of KDA. Closing up the Scoldly a little bit. Tryndamere got to be careful. He's popping ultimate, but you are not going to be able to kill this Mordekaiser. I believe he in Death Realm, it looks like. I believe, yeah, Mord just tried to flash Q him, but didn't quite hit, or it wasn't enough. Maybe his ultimate is still running. I believe it was just a whiff, though, if I had to guess based on range. I wish direct camera would have shown that. We do have the Kraken coming out from Tristana with another crit cloak. The root, if that would have landed, that probably would have been just a dead Caitlyn. That's why this lane's so oppressive. You have the roots, you have the cages coming out, and if you get stunned or rooted, it's full Viger combo and you're just dead. You know, it's really tough to play around. Pantheon going looks like the Blade of the Rune King that's almost finished up. I don't hate it, but you also don't have, you don't really have a health stacker on the side of Elm, so I don't think that's the correct build. I would like to have seen, like, if you want to be playing aggressively, you can go the Eclipse build. If you're playing into heavy melee, which this time you aren't, there's 280 carries and a ranged support. You can go a Gore Drinker if you want, but I think this game would have been good for an Eclipse build. And then you can even tank up. In fact, a lot of times it's just Eclipse, Eclipse Black Cleaver Spear of Shojin, I believe, is very common right now. Provides a ton of ability haste, and then a little bit of a fight here. Hopefully Tryndamere can just get out of here, but he's getting cooked by that Mordekaiser Microwave and slowed by the Rylai's. I think he is going to have to flash. Yeah. Let's get out of it. It has to burn flash, but oh, another gank coming in. Maokai ultimate. Tristana with a nice knockback. Gets a nice trade back. Very well played from Tristana to get out of that, and actually, you know, with Maokai using ultimate and flash, you know, Tristana does burn flash, but yeah, well played. Pantheon blocking damage from the oh, Echo's CC'd up, can't ult because he's rooted up there and stunned, but he at least trades 1 for 1. They get the Maokai, but he goes down. The thing is, Pantheon's low here, and Senna's not going to have the best wave clear. I guess Triss is a little low as well, but with the Seraphine Triss, you probably could siege normally, but it is a little sketchy with them having Pantheon giving that low health. He flashes in, it's a little sketchy, but he does pick up the kill, so well played by Connors there. Knowing the limits, I was a little worried about a double shield coming out of the Seraphine, stopping that play, and then you know, if Tristana can leap and start autoing, you're just dead, but does make that work out. And we just have the 80 carries, technically, you know, the bot laners, just farming away up here. In fact, let me check on that 105 stacks of, what is it, like, what is it, Primordial, or Phenomenal Evil Power, that's it. Not Primordial. Or is this Ultimate? Primordial Burst? That's it, Primordial Burst. This is ult coming out, gets the cleanse out of Caitlyn. Seraphine is stuck there, though that root lasts a long time if it's been traveling. The Viger ult comes out, picks up the Seraphine, getting a couple of crits, but Maokai's just, he's just running in. I think Caitlyn might be in trouble here, though. Maybe not, maybe, no! But I mean, Maokai does go down there, but it does feel bad if you're Caitlyn. And then Mord's picking up the turret here. Tryndamere is existing over there. This is a really slow-paced game in terms of like Drake takes. As I say that, my Backusaur starts taking this one, but yeah, 15 minutes in and only one's been taken, and both these teams are normally very on top of that, but I think it's just been such a weird, scrappy game. Oh, gets a nice... Oh, the exhaust, though, might be enough. Oh, Tristana probably could have just... Okay, the minions finish off the turret. I was going to say you can just auto that one, finish it off. Does not see the control ward, even though they have it pinged. Maybe just doesn't want to risk clearing it, but... They do get the Drake, and Gold's very even, so it's 1-to-1 Drakes. Gold's within 100. Close one. I do give scaling advantage to the side of Elm, but only barely. Viger scales up very well. Maokai's a very good frontliner. Senna scales very, very well. And Mordekaiser can 1v1 most people, and especially on the side of Elm, I don't see any champion that's going to have like a great time 1v1 in the ultimate there. Tryndamere can at least exist in it with his ult, and Echo can also do the same and just try to live with his ult, but yeah, definitely disruptive there, and I don't think anyone beats him. They definitely come out of that one worse for wear if they do live. Pantheon, though a bit low in CS, is picking up kills. Actually has a 400 gold shutdown. If Elm was able to pick that up, that would be huge for them. Looks like Herald's being dropped. Or did it just disappear? Okay, no, there we go. I was like, I see it out of the inventory. Really nice Sen ultimate with the Cho'Gath, or the Maokai flank there. So Maokai goes down. So it actually ends up being 1-for-1. The turret goes down to the Herald. I doubt they're going to stop from getting another charge. You see the teleport coming out from, I believe, Mord. Yep, Mord goes up top. Oh, really nice Q onto him. He does pop his ultimate, so he's not going to go down. Oh, that's sketchy, but they do that. They get the shutdown onto the Trend, and again, Trend wants to get rolling. He wants to start threatening that split and threatening the 1v1s. Oh, really nice W from the Echo. My back is sore. Oh, they're gonna look. He is able to E over this wall if you do it just right. He's got to be careful. No ultimate from the Viger, though. I'm not sure if they have been keeping track of that, but also walking up into the Mord is very sketchy. Yeah, he's gonna just have to get out of there. Oh, okay. He's in there, but I think he's all right. Does have to flash. Oh, but the Mordekaiser follows. Though I think Echo will be able to just walk out of that. Yeah. Good job. Nice use of the blast gun. Nice use of stopwatch in there. Does break the stopwatch and has to flash though, so Mord's not too upset about that one. Triss playing with fire there, but now, oh, Maokai. Sometimes you press the go in button, but then you have to follow, and it does not. You know, someone flashes, and you're like, oh. Alright, but it looks like they're going to be able to get a nice kill on the Tristana. Nectarish picks that up, gets stacking even more on that Viger. We do see lethality coming out of the Pantheon now. Again, with there being no tanks, no frontliners, in fact, no one that's going to be building much HP at all outside of Echo getting some HP on the Rocket Belt. I do think the Blade of the Rune King was a little bit strange. Not a bad item by any means, but I don't think it was the optimal purchase here, but obviously he's been doing just fine, so... But just something to think about. Because you have no one on the enemy team that's going to be stacking armor either, so it's like lethality's just going to be doing numbers here. In fact, it's a really good Panth game. It's just, yeah. The one nice thing about the Blade of the Rune King, though, in Pantheon is if you have your Empowered W, you stun them, and you get the 3 free autos, which immediately procs the movement speed steal from the Blade of the Rune King, and it allows you to, stick on them and combo them up. So definitely a good item on it. I don't want to sell it short. I just don't. Yeah, with no health builders, it's making it for us. Nice pull onto Tristana. Mord almost has ultimate. Walking away now. That's going to be a nice stun if it lands on Echo. However, one thing to note is if Mord ults, I believe, Echo's W is already in the air. If he ults anyone, I believe the Echo ult, or the Echo W will be gone. It won't be in the realm with them, so can bait people out a little bit with that. A very nice flash ulti from the Viger, knowing exactly how much damage he can do. Maokai Wing in. They're going to just be able to pick up another one there. Nectarish having a very good game on the Viger. 4-1-4. Let's double check those the stacks here again. Yep, so 205 stacks of ability power now from that phenomenal evil power. 6 stacks on the Rod of Ages. He'll be getting that free level before too long. Here he has the 10 stack Majais. I love to see it. You know, you get 10% move speed on that. Very, very solid item. Big fan. Slight lull, but we got 8 seconds on the next Drake. I'm assuming both teams are going to want to fight this gold again. Pretty dang even, just over 100 or 1,000 gold difference to the side of Elm. But the gold is also a lot of it for KDA is on that Viger, who's at almost 8,000. Gold's definitely where they want it. So yeah, they might be able to just take this no contest. Trevor might go for a steal again. Echo's very good at that, but they do have point click CC on the Maokai, so the Viger actually gets it. Oh, and the Echo ult didn't bring him all the way back because I believe Mord ulted him. Yeah, he's just going to get... Trevor with the WTF and all chat. I think his ult... I think he was Mord ulted, so it didn't bring him all the way back because it would have been outside of the Death Realm ring. Tryndamere going to go down here. He might pick up a kill onto the Pantheon, but it doesn't look like it. Gets taken down. I think that's what happened. It's tough to say because the spectator client doesn't show Death Realm very much, but yeah, Dakota does saying my arena didn't go over. Trevor saying sus, but I mean that's just how it works, you know. You can't go to where technically it doesn't exist at the time. If your ult's gonna bring you back to a spot that isn't part of the Death Realm, then yeah, it's annoying, but it kind of is what it is. Good trade of the Pantheon there, forces Caitlyn off. Probably can't stick and collect the wave, but it looks like, well, I mean, Pantheon's pretty low too, though. Gotta love, oh, you've returned. Next question about food. And then gotta love 3 Kraken comp. Oh yeah, they are. If there's any Krakens on the enemy teams, they would be shaking. Really nice ult from the Pantheon. Spot on the Caitlyn. If you don't know, that spear that lands and marks that he's coming down, that will actually do damage as well on the Pantheon ult. So he got both instances of the damage onto the Caitlyn. Nice attempt at a trade back, but the Tryndamere does just crit and kill him. Viger picking up another one up there. And I believe they picked up the Trist in that fight too. So turning onto the Baron here, I don't see Seraphine and Tryndamere stopping this, so it should just be a Baron over to the side of KDA. This should definitely be the first big lead we've seen of this game. It's been a very, very close game. Pantheon saying, guess that makes us even. Bradley saying, yeah, for sure. Pantheon, Trin, not you. Dang. Surprised Trin didn't go Gale Force. Yeah. I think it's because Maokai and Mordekaiser are probably the 2 people he's going to be fighting the most, and both of them are going to build, like, which, I mean, like, health doesn't exactly help with Gale Force, or, I mean, Kraken Slayer, but I mean, it is extra damage for sure, and then the main thing is, you know, they are going to be building some armor, but Gale Force is definitely really good, gives you the backline access, Tryndamere goes down without ulting. I think that's fine, though his ultimate is a low enough cooldown where your death timer is probably, like, you probably just can use it at this point, just to see if you can get some extra damage off. I think it'd be up before you needed to use it again. So at least going to be able to pick up the Raptor camp. But yeah, we do see a little bit of a balloon in the gold leads after this Baron take. It's at 2,000 ahead for KDA, but they're picking up some of this freestanding gold, like that bottom tier 1. Nectar, he should be able to pick that up. He's at 20 stacks in the Majais. He's got 10 stacks in the Rod of Ages. Seraph's is fully stacked. He's got a stopwatch. Like, he's ready to go. Almost level 16. A little attempt from Trevor on the Echo here. Does have to burn stopwatch. His team's coming in to help. The root comes in from him. Nice ulti from both him and Seraphine to do some damage. He's running away. He should be able to actually get out. A big ult from the Senna, though, to do some damage and provide some shielding. Tryndamere looking for a flank, but he can't get in, and this makes it effectively a 4v5. No, never mind, just 4v4. Viger's up top. It's just they just won the 4v4. So yeah, it's tough when you feel like you can't just go in on a champion like Tryndamere, because then you don't really provide much. You know, you got to be in there and hitting. Otherwise, I mean, you can provide a slow and an AD reduction for a little bit, but that's not exactly, you know, the best. Nice pull and a little Q. Trevor does not have ulti, and I don't believe he has stopwatch. This is a risky play. He does go down for it. Tryndamere going in, popping the ultimate. ADA kiting it out. He might be able to get a little bit of damage under the Senna. He's actually hitting Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser is probably just a little too big. His character model is a little too large. Tough to click on the Senna, or you just thought, hey, Mord's lower health, like, we'll just try. I don't think you end up killing either of them, so not a big deal either way. Viger shoving top while they're getting stuff bot. Maokai ultimate coming out, pushing them off. A really nice pull onto the Seraphine. She goes down. Caitlyn barely walking away out of that one, but definitely has to go heal up. This is going to be bot inhibitor taken. Top inhibitor turret probably going down. Liger is backing off. I think that's fine. But no, it does go back to try to finish off that turret. Finishes off the turret. They're going to go collect the third Drake for themselves if they can get, if it even comes to that. But if they get the Hextech Soul, that's a very nice soul. Arguably the strongest. So, and the individual Drakes themselves are nice, providing attack speed and ability haste. Two very good stats. Little trade here. Zoning off the jungler is important. Unfortunately for Trevor, he can't really do much about this. Really well played to at least live. Important that he doesn't go down here because that could just mean game. Pantheon goes in. He's out of mana though, and does have enough. You know, he gets to use that empowered triple auto from his W he did use. Pantheon goes down, but so does Echo and Tristana. Caitlyn's going down here. Seraphine trying to leave, but just might not be able to. Tryndamere doing Tryndamere things up top, but definitely not going to be able to outpush this team. So that's looking like it's probably game. Echo calling GG's well played. And, yeah, very well played from KDA. This should be, unless something crazy happens, which Tryndamere isn't even recalling, so it's not going to. Unless he... Oh, base race! He's doing it! Oh, never mind. GG KDA. Really well done. Well played. Nice 2-0. Both teams looking very strong this season, so fun to watch them play each other. And obviously very good looks coming out from Elm too, and I like a lot of their drafts and playstyles. I think game one was largely just putting the Yasuo into the Renekton. Even if you have a limited champ pool, I think you just have to like send Bradley on the Cho'Gath up there or something. That matchup's just miserable. And especially because Dakota's very good at the Renekton. And then game two, I mean, your Tristana was just popping off, but yeah, I mean, they had a really good comp on the side of KDA, and then the bot lane was really doing well, going 6-1-9 and 5-2-15. That Senna, of course, she has a global ultimate, which does help with this, but she had 19 out of 28 kill participation. So did the Maokai, actually, though. But, yeah, really well played. Definitely a really good showing from the bot lane of KDA in game two here, and the top lane in game one. Yeah. Yeah, no, they are not. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for chatting. I always makes it a lot more fun for me casting when people are in the chat and keeping me entertained, rambling about different things besides just rambling about the games. So appreciate it. No problem. Happy to cast. GG's to both teams. Always entertaining to watch both these teams. So